is it ideal to join an organization like Cult to gain that experience, or I have seen a lot of people starting their own practice?
Yes.
So how do I go about it then?
I don't think you need to join an organization, because organizations can be very commercial. One day you will be sure that this is what I need to do, and that day you can put your papers down.
My friend who connected us both, she herself is a
Yeah,
CA.
yeah.
She left CA and now she is into...
I came back to India. I remember going to a place mentally very depressed.
So you were gonna teach me some asanas for mindfulness.
This is possible with very simple asanas. You don't have to do anything sometimes. You just have to sit wherever you are. Okay? With me, you will, and I want you to breathe in. Lengthen. Press your palms upwards. Keep lengthening. Focus on your spine and check if you have lengthened completely. Slide back your palms. Shift back. Yeah? Yes, so what we did was just, when you let go, when you start working on your spine, improving your spinal health will help a lot with keeping yourself calm. The forward fold especially, there are many forward folds that we can do, standing may also, the mountain that we do, downward dog. So all of this helps a lot with bringing more blood flow to your head region, so such that it stimulates the brain, it calms the brain down.
What is up, Janta? I am Mayuri. You are here on another episode of Finding Why, and you can see from the setup कि कौन सा career के बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं आज. So it's yoga, as you guessed. So welcome, Aparna.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. You know what? Honestly, I am a very, very big advocate of yoga myself, because I have had some back issues in the past, and absolutely nothing was working out. But then I started doing yoga, and I've been doing it for the last 4 years now. I'm not an expert, but yeah, that was the reason I really wanted to put a light on this career on my channel, because yes, it's very booming and it's a $1 million industry. That's what the stat says. I've done my research.
Yeah.
So that is one aspect. But secondly, why I wanted to include it is as we are going towards more healthier lifestyle, I wanted to put it out there for the youngsters that even if you do or don't want to pursue this as a career, this is something that you can pursue as a lifestyle. So thank you for coming in here today. We are going to talk a lot about yoga. I want to know a lot about yoga as a career. So the last time we spoke, you had mentioned that you did not start your career in yoga.
Yes.
But I have no idea what were you doing before yoga. So please share your story.
Okay, so I think most of the yoga trainers most of them would not really have like a career path that started off with going to a yoga institute or so. They most often deviate from a regular career path. So I am an architect, or I used to be an architect. So I did architecture. Asked for 1 year to do something I loved, passion, okay. But I bargained for that 1 year, saying that I would prepare for my master exams and then I would get admission by next year. And I did get admission. I even studied abroad in Berlin, did my masters there. I came back to India. I remember going to a place mentally very depressed. You call it existential crisis, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, something like that. And that's when I went back to yoga. And that was the only thing that was, I probably was not doing great for a year, 2 years at least. And that was the time I was going back, and then yoga became something very constant and I started loving it. My teacher also advised me to do a training course. There are universities offering masters, bachelor's degree in yoga, definitely therapy and everything. But here I just did an instructor certification course, which was only 200 hours. And that is enough for you to become a yoga instructor. I was not aiming to become a yoga instructor. I was aiming to just study yoga. See, sometimes we don't know the career path that you will take. I still can't recollect as to what made me start it. and I was freelancing for the longest time. Back then, what was the scenario? No online, it's all offline. You need to hire a studio, you look for students around that area, and then you do conduct classes. So that's how your living, like earnings would be. I started working with Cult. Uh, it was nice, it was great, because Cult gives you a lot of exposure to a lot of different kinds of people you can work with. Like you get a lot of students who are from different age groups to physical issues. A lot of them realized, I think, during the period of pandemic that yoga is something that they really need. Probably they realized it earlier, but it's just that they never could take the time out.
That's so interesting. You literally wanted to come out of the depression that you were going through.
Yeah.
You found something that made you happy, and then eventually it did become your career. That's very interesting.
Yeah. And I still don't believe it is a career, to be very honest. I think I started it off as when I realized yoga could help and heal me so much, I just felt like it can help and heal others too. It's just a matter of getting them to experience it.
In fact, I would like to urge to viewers that even if you're not considering a career in yoga, you should definitely check out the entire episode, because we are also going to talk about how you can sort of incorporate this in your lifestyle towards being more healthy, not just physically but mentally as well. Because I think yoga increases your endorphin levels as well.
All happy hormones. We can list out, there are plenty, serotonins, endorphins, a lot of them. That is why, of course, any physical activity, be it dancing, be it doing any physical fitness, even just playing basketball, it does boost your happy hormones. But yoga particularly, it makes you more mindful. It makes you more aware of your existence, your physical self, your mental, like you connect better with yourself is what I feel. So you are more sane, you're more grounded, you let go. Letting go is the biggest lesson you can learn from yoga, letting go. And the moment you start letting go,
I learned that.
why am I suffering? So yoga will help you stay grounded, and you don't need answers. You can let go and accept your existence without knowing a lot of answers.
That's deep. And I think
that's deep.
That is deep. I think that's what we need today, right? I mean, har jagah competition, mental stress.
Oh, yes.
You need to prove yourself
all
the time.
Yes.
And then you just need a space where you can just be. I'm
Correct.
struggling with that as well.
Yeah.
Like, probably I complain कि बहुत busy जा रहा है, बहुत hectic है. But when I do get 2-3 hours, I don't know how to be. Like just.
We've been conditioned to always keep our brain busy, where we are always constantly doing something. We have to do something. But what does yoga do? It's teaching you to be still. That's the whole purpose of yoga. You need to be still physically, mentally. How can you still your mind? It is impossible.
I know. Now I want to understand the how aspect of this career, right? So as you had mentioned, and from my experience as well, not a lot of people start off with this career. Though
Correct.
there are bachelors in yoga and masters in yoga courses as well. So I want to understand what sort of courses one needs to take up for this.
I am assuming that whoever is interested in finding a career in yoga, they must or most likely would have been a student of yoga. Like you, probably you have been doing yoga and you know the asana practice. You want to learn more about the philosophy and become an instructor probably. So to become an instructor, you can do 200 hours TTC, which is the very basic thing you need to start teaching.
TTC is?
TTC is Teachers Training Course.
Okay.
Okay. So it starts off with 200 hours, and there are many institutes giving out this course, which is usually 200 hours. You comply with the 200 hours requirement. TTC is going to be very intense, and you change as a person, and it also depends from where you do it, definitely. So I did it from SVyasa University, Sri Vivekananda University we have here. close to Bangalore. So that's all you need to start off teaching yoga, definitely. But experience in teaching, more than that, experience as a practitioner would make you a better teacher.
Tell me the difference between yoga instructor and a yoga teacher.
Very, very, very different, to be honest. Instructor is instructions giving person, but a teacher, I would think of a teacher as someone a little more higher in terms of their philosophical approach.
So let's say that's the step one. Now
Yes.
step two, let's say I've done my TTC.
Okay.
Now, how do I look about progressing here? So, is it ideal to join an organization like Cult to gain that experience, or I have seen a lot of people starting their own practice?
Yes.
So, how do I go about it then?
I don't think you need to join an organization, because organizations can be very commercial and you may not align with their philosophy. Your philosophy may not align with their way of conducting classes, because we have to really draw a line between being a pure, like authentic yoga person or trainer or teacher, and then there is a commercial element to it. Commercial element is definitely there. For example, the duration will be lesser. You can only teach for like 40 minutes. And yoga practice, you can definitely do 10-15 minutes of yoga also, but you are not able to touch upon everything in that 40 minutes maybe. So it limits you as a teacher to explore more. But as a person, you can do on your own. Now there is more opportunity to explore, because online is a wonderful platform to reach out. And I suggest, if you're starting off with teaching, start off with one person. Like do like a personal training with one person. It gives you a lot of learning, just learning another body than your own body, because you're probably expert with your own body. But when you get another body, you can spend time and understand that body, and you can start improving your practice slowly teaching.
Interesting. And I've also seen there are a lot of niches within yoga.
Oh,
So
yes.
there's, the other day I came across aerial yoga, Zumba yoga. So there's so many niches.
There is beer yoga.
What?
There
Are you
is-
serious? What is it?
I am assuming that you drink beer after each asana, or I don't know. That is all commercialized and westernized. We have to also touch upon this bit. Yoga started off in India, like in our land, but it traveled to West, and then now it has come back in the last couple of decades. It has come back again. So thankfully, we still have our essence still here in our soil, to be very honest.
So how does the competition look like in yoga industry, if it exists? Like, I mean, because I'm an engineer, I know about engineering. तो अगर कोई बच्चा IIT से या BITS से पास आउट है, एज अगेंस्ट कोई स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी से पास आउट है, सो देयर इज इमीडिएट बायस एम्प्लॉयर्स हो या सोसाइटी हो कि हाँ ये ज़्यादा स्मार्ट है, ये ज़्यादा इंटेलिजेंट है, एंड देन दे गेट बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटीज एटलीस्ट एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ देयर करियर. सो हाउ डज द एंटायर कॉम्पिटिशन लुक लाइक फॉर द योगा industry?
It's not really competition, but once you have a student, okay, when someone comes to you, you do touch that student. How do you touch it? You do improve something for that person, health wise, mental health wise. They tend to stick with you. Okay, you will forever probably be their yoga teacher. So that's why I feel like, and how many people can you teach? As a teacher, how many can you teach?
It's more like not a competition, but you all are contributors towards different.
Very much, yes. My joy is teaching someone that I know, and I always tell them, this does not mean that you will constantly have to come back to me to do yoga. You will eventually become your own yoga teacher. Like they will learn enough to know, like you know your few asanas, what is going to help you, so you can reach there. You know your pranayama, you know what is helping you. But even though I'm an instructor, trainer, teacher, I still have the innate need to go to someone else's class, because I want to get guided. I want to just let my mind go and take their help to guide myself into something. And that is why we need more yoga trainers, because there is so many people in need of someone to guide them.
Interestingly, I've also noticed that people who are already pursuing or doing a career, they have started taking up yoga as a part-time thing,
Correct.
which is
Yeah.
not just an added revenue.
It's not why they're doing it.
Yeah.
I have a friend who did TTC with me. She has a wonderful IT job, well paid, but she still teaches yoga because she's so connected with that part of, like, that can be her career. Your company job, corporate jobs pays you every month that amount, right?
Yeah.
But for a yoga trainer, you can't really expect your income to be always the same, because depending on the flow of people, things will change, but you can make fair amount of income without stressing too much about things. That's what I have to share. You can definitely pay your loans, you can definitely pay your EMIs. One day you will be sure that this is what I need to do, and that day you can put your papers down. I know a lot of them who've done that.
In fact, my friend who connected us both, she herself is a
Yeah,
CA.
yeah.
She left CA and now she is into.
Everybody has the same story. Nobody has a story of from when I was in my 10th grade, I knew I was going to. No one has that story. It is very overwhelming to know that you can make a sustainable living out of this career and be happy with what you're doing, and the happiness of helping out someone else and them telling you that you've made my journey better, like their journey. For me particularly, I help women into their journeys of becoming a mother. So I do get when they do tell me like my labor was flawless, it was this, that, I do get so much content from just knowing that. What other job can I possibly do to feel this way? So I feel like everything takes its turn and bumps, but as long as you listen to your heart, I think you should come to that place.
That's a beautiful vibe.
Yes.
I just wanted to end by learning a lot of postures from you.
Lot of them?
Lot of them.
Yes.
All of them.
I will give you everything. Ask for it.
Acha, it's already action. Okay, what is up, Janta? I am Mayuri. You are here on another episode of Finding Why, and you can